Well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. I hope your day's going well. Whew, it's crazy for me. This is like day 3 of my cleanse, and eating fruits and vegetables is starting to catch up with me. But I feel great. I feel great. Just came in from a 2-mile walk and just wanted to jump on and share a few things that I thought might be beneficial to us as we journey through this thing we call life. It's beautiful outside. The weather is great. I don't know what the temperature is, but I did wear shorts today, and it was kind of nice. It was kind of nice. So I hope you're on here, or if you join me or watching this, that you're one of those few people that have a desire to grow yourself. I know I've been on this journey for a long time, and I like to share it with others because I wasn't always on a growth journey. In fact, I was on a journey of destruction for a part of my life, but then I got turned around, and some friends shared some things with me. One particular guy who turned out to be one of my the best mentors anybody could ever ask for, brought some things to my attention even before we were talking about coaching and mentoring and leadership. This guy told me something about myself that I didn't necessarily know, or if I knew, I didn't want to believe. And that changed the whole trajectory of my journey. And since that time, I've been in a process of growing and learning and becoming better. And yes, even today at 70 years old, I am still on a journey to grow myself. And as I do that, I want to share with others to help them on their journeys as well. So today I've got 8 little short topics I'm going to talk about. I'll be quick with those, but I think there's things that can help us as we think about becoming our best versions. And the first one is that we have to be able to embrace change. The old saying, the only thing permanent in life is change. And I don't care what industry you're in, you're going to have to deal with change at some point in time. And you can be one of those like I used to be. When change came along, I would fight tooth and nail. In fact, I would argue and sometimes find myself in a bad situation because of that arguing and anger, that I didn't want to accept change. But we all have to be able to accept change, especially change that is for the good of the organization or for the good of ourselves. So the biggest change I had to make for myself was to recognize that I had an issue that was holding me back on my journey. So I had to change. And you may not have a situation like that, but I believe all of us have things that we need to change. So as you think about embracing change, I ask you this question: what do you need to stop doing today that will help you on your journey? And what do you need to start doing on your journey to help you move forward? The second thing that we need to do as we think about growing ourselves is we have to adopt a spirit of teachability. If you're not willing to be a learner, if you're not willing to dive into new information, then you're going to remain stagnant and you're going to stay right where you are. I have hundreds of books around me that I have read and that I am reading now to help me continue on this journey of growth. But there are so many ways for us to involve ourselves in the learning process today. I mean, look here, YouTube, all of the things that are out there, all of the learning platforms, but YouTube gives you virtually every bit of information that you could ever want to know about. My son, who is a graphic designer and dabbles in IT and a musician, has taken so many courses through YouTube. It's just unbelievable. And he can do things that I would have never dreamed about doing. But he's done it through continuing to grow in his education. So today I listen to the thought leaders, I listen to the experts in leadership, and help me on my journey as I continue to grow. So be teachable, though. Be someone who is a lifelong learner. The third thing that we need to do is to be able to distinguish the fact that we're going to have to experience fear of not accomplishing something, fear of failing. But we have to be able to get through, around, and over whatever that fear might be. And most of the time, the fears that we have about things happening to us or the results of things never come to fruition. So why are we so fearful? Well, it's probably because we were told something many years ago that was a lie that is holding us back. So what is it that you fear? What is it that stands between you and where you need to go? Identify that fear, work through it. Do the things you need to do to overcome whatever it is. Seek help if you need to. Find a mentor, an accountability partner, or a coach, someone to help you deal with whatever that fear factor might be. The fourth thing that I recommend that we do is hang out with successful people. You know, Jim Rohn said many years ago, and I'm not sure where he got it from, but we are the average of the 6 people that we hang out with. So if we're the average of the 6 people we hang out with, I want to ask you, who are you hanging out with? Are they lifting you up, or are they bringing you down? You know, I have been down that journey where the people that I was hanging around with, they were not very good for me. And then I changed jobs and I got into a position where I was hanging out with a lot of motivated people, a lot of highly motivated people, a lot of successful people. And guess what happened? I started thinking like they were thinking about how I could become better and how I could do things to grow myself to get to the next level. So find yourself a group of successful people and hang out with them and learn from them. Hey, listen, everybody knows something that you don't know. Everybody has an opportunity to be a teacher for you. Be willing to hang out with those people so that you can become your best version. The fifth thing is, and this was one that really struck hard with me, is that I had to develop an attitude of humility. I had to put myself on the back burner. I had to be humble in my actions. I had to let myself go and remember that I'm not the most important person in the room, the other people who are there. And I had to let that go. I had to be humble with myself and allow myself to learn more about other people because I could focus on myself very easily. Now, I had some success in the military and I reached the highest rank that you can reach on the enlisted side as a chief master sergeant. Only 2% of the people in the military reach that rank. Well, I could have allowed that set of stripes to define me, but I didn't. I let what I was about and who I was and being humble in my leadership define me. And I think that we have to find a way to be more humble in our actions. The sixth thing is you have to believe in yourself. One of the biggest stumbling blocks for all of us is to believe that we have what it takes to do whatever it is that we're on this journey to do. And everybody I talk to, every thought leader that I listen to focuses on this belief system. And if you don't believe what you're doing, if you don't believe in yourself, then I can promise you nobody else is going to believe you either. So you have to start with a belief in who you are, and why you're doing what you do, and that you have the potential to become whatever it is you desire. But if you don't believe it, it certainly isn't going to happen. Henry Ford said, you know, whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're right in both situations. So I choose to believe I can, and that forces me to believe in myself and believe that I can accomplish the things that I want to accomplish on my journey. regardless of age, regardless of sex, regardless of color, it doesn't matter. We have to believe in who we are. Believe. Number 7 is we have to embrace this concept of layered learning. So layered learning means that what you learn today adds up, and we continue to add on in layers of what we're learning. So if I showed you right now, I have right here, you can't see it, but there we go. All of these books that I am learning about. This is layered learning. I am learning from John Maxwell. I'm learning from Tony Robbins. I am learning from Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and many, many others. And so I am not focused on one specific area. I'm looking at leadership. I'm looking at emotional intelligence. I'm looking at sales training, speaker training. So all of these layers of training help me in my journey to become who I am. So think about all the different layers of learning that you can involve yourself in. And that way you expedite the process of becoming your best version. And the final thing that I think that's important that we need to do is that we have to be able to reflect. We have to be able to take time to stop what we're doing and look back and see where we've been, to evaluate where we are and what we need to do to move forward. You know, John Maxwell says that experience is a great teacher, but he also says evaluated experiences are great teachers. And so when we take time out of our busy days to reflect on what we did during that day, how did we do? What did I do good? What did I do bad? What did I need to improve in? And reflect on that day. Reflect on your week. Reflect on your month, your quarter, and your year. And identify those places that you need to work on where you could have said, okay, I can just put that out completely, but I could have made this a little bit better. Because having that opportunity to reflect helps us see where we need to grow. And if we take these 8 steps and we apply them to our journey, I promise that you will be better today, better tomorrow than you are today. So I hope this information was beneficial to you. I look forward to seeing you again next Wednesday as I share another Wednesday wisdom from Jim. Have a great day.